So, earlier this weekend, I was thinking about doing a video for EVE Echoes regarding this current event, everything that's going on, talking about the verge of silence and stuff like that. And of course, I saw a comment in Alliance chat, just a nice little comment, which was, "What the hell is going on with Plex right now?" That's all it was. That's all it was, just aimed at the general audience. And I thought, what is going on with Plex right now? Because I've not been paying attention. As we all well know, I've not been doing the weekly roundups for a while because things have just been a wee bit too busy. I've had to prioritise doing videos that I actually want to do. And I thought, okay, let's have a look at Plex prices. And yeah, this really stood out a fair bit. So if we just click the right button and have a look at Plex prices, let's ignore the estimated value of Plex prices. Oh wow, this was a good time to bring it up, wasn't it? Somebody had better buy that up quite quickly. Should I? No, I'll let somebody else have that, but that is a proper discount right there, as things go at the moment. But as we can see, the average price for Plex, according to the marketplace, is still 10.7. That's the number that NetEase generates automatically every couple of weeks. So there is a bit of a delay with this. It's going to take some time for that number to come back down again. But as we can see right here, and that really cheap one is already gone. It's amazing how quickly this stuff sells at times. As we can see, 9.58 million Plex, ISK per Plex. That is ridiculous. It has actually gone down quite a significant amount. So what I'm going to do ever so quickly, and you can't see it up on screen at the moment because I've not set this up properly at all. This is a completely unplanned kind of video. I'm just going to head over to my EVE Echoes notes and have a look at what the Plex price was the last time that I actually did one of these videos. Of course, this is assuming I can find it. EVE Echoes inflation. There we go. It wasn't my notes spreadsheet. Yeah, this game really is still quite heavy on the spreadsheets, I guess, isn't it? So if we head over to weekly stats, and I believe at the moment we're on week 34, maybe week 35. The last video I did was for week 23. So it has been at least 10 weeks since my last weekly roundup where I covered the Plex prices. Or was it the economy roundup? I've forgotten the name of the video already. I'm doing well here, aren't I? But anyway, 10 or 11 weeks ago, the last recorded price I had for the estimated market price was 10.68 billion ISK. That's right, 10.68 billion ISK. And that was actually behind the current Plex prices at the time in-game, because it was still catching up to what people were paying in-game in the marketplace. Because I remember saying in one of my videos that Plex was actually getting more affordable because it had gone down by half of 1% or something like that. And one of the comments was, no, that's not going down, it's still too expensive. And that's like, yeah, that's fair enough, it is still too expensive. But as we can see here, over the past 2 months, Plex prices have dropped 1 billion ISK. In fact, I'm just going to see if I can pull up ever so quickly. I need to just make this visible. So if I go to EVE Echoes inflation, here we go. So we currently have visible my spreadsheet. And as we can see, Plex prices in week 23. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. I hope this works the way I think it does. There we go. As we can see, Plex prices for the week of 23. There we go. I've kind of triangulated it right there. 10.68 billion ISK. And that was after it had actually gone up by 6.38% on that particular occasion. So back then, Plex prices were still going up. They had trickled, moved around in places. At one point, they'd actually gone back down. There, tongue twister. Like, comment and subscribe if you like tongue twisters. I know that worked in the last video. Anyway, we saw over a 2-week period at one point, it went down as much as 1.77%. That's all it went down by. Over the past, say, 11 weeks, it's gone down by around 10%. That's bonkers. It's gone down by that much. So if we just have a look at the cost of basic Omega, the one that you get for 170 Plex. So at the moment, you're looking at, what was it, 1 million ISK per... So that's 170 mil. If you are currently grinding to get your Duo Omega every single week, and not every single week, every single month, if you're grinding for your Omega, whether it's Duo Omega, Standard, Basic, whatever it may be, you're saving a fair amount of ISK right there. Because if it's the Basic Omega, you're saving 170 mil per month on your Plex prices. If you're grinding for Duo, congratulations, you've just saved 500 million ISK because the market is starting to finally go down. And I'm just going to move away the annoying little chart that I've got. There we go. And we're just going to have a look, just so that you guys are aware that it's not just one person selling them for crazy, ridiculous prices. Because, of course, as we can see here, 3,000 at the very top. Let's just scroll down for a bit. It goes on for a while. It goes on for a while before we get to 9.6. If it even gets as far as 9.6. I honestly don't know. I don't know how far I scrolled down earlier. There we go. So even, it's like the next big significant number, scrolling all the way down here, is 31,000 Plex up for sale at 9.6 million ISK. That's still ridiculously cheap. And let's head over to buyers, in case you're one of those that puts up buy orders. We're talking around 9.31. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So what I'd like to ask the community now, because this is going to be like with the EVE Echoes Market Watch videos. There we go. See, I remembered the name of my own video series. So I'm going to put the question back out to the audience. What do we reckon that these Plex prices are coming down as a result of? Because we know in market economics, it's kind of like physics. You've got an action and a reaction. You've got a cause and you've got an effect. We know the effect here. Whatever the effect is Plex prices are coming down. But what I want to know is, what is the cause of them coming down? Is it because people are AI ratting significantly less because they can't get their hands on amethyst crystals to power the AI? Is it because netties have managed to properly combat RMT somewhere behind the, behind the grey lines that we can't see? Yeah, what is it? Is botting no longer a thing? Have netties just reduced the demand for Plex so that people only need it for their Omega? I honestly don't know at this point, but I would love to know what is the cause in Plex prices going down so very much. Because we want more of this. We want more of this. Now, I know certain whales out there might have, say, 500,000 Plex. And if that's you, then this is a bad day for you, I'm afraid, because you probably considered that to be an investment, because as long as Plex keeps going up, then you keep on getting richer. But these bubbles happen in real life as well. We saw it with the housing market in the United Kingdom in 2008. And after that bubble burst quite spectacularly, it decided to start inflating again. Yay! Yeah, I'm waiting for that bubble to burst yet again. But it looks like Plex prices may have very well burst once again in EVE Echoes. And if you are holding on to an enormous amount of Plex, if it continues to go down, you might want to sell, just cut your losses where you're at, sell now. I'm going to be a little bit biased here. Even if you don't think it's going to go down anymore, let's encourage it to go down even more, because this isn't for me, but we need cheaper Plex prices. I've mentioned it in a few other videos, and I'm sure other people have as well. But Plex prices, the lower they are, the more accessible the game is to newer players who want to try the free-to-play route, because you have to hook them first. There are some people, myself included, who, when they try out a game and it's a free-to-play game, they go into it not intending to spend any money. And we might play it for a month or two, and If we actually enjoy the game and we think that, you know, it's actually worthy of spending some money on, then we will. Then we will. But you've got to make the game accessible to those new players for those first couple of months, for that entry period. You get where I'm coming from, don't you? The lower Plex prices are a part of that gateway into the game. So I'm hoping that this trend continues all the way down. Where would I personally like it to settle? I don't know. I do miss the days when Plex was around 4 million ISK. I do miss those days. Whether or not 4 million ISK is considered accessible for newer players to be able to grind towards, I honestly don't know if that's accessible. I was going to say acceptable then. Technically, nothing's acceptable if you've got to grind or pay, let's be honest. But that would be 680 million ISK if you were to grind for the month and it was 4 million ISK for 170 Plex. 680 mil a month. I'd consider that to be reasonable, because what's that if you divide it over 30 days? 22 mil. I think 22 mil a day should be achievable. But anyway, I'm just coming up with numbers out my backside at the moment. It's nowhere near 4 mil. And at the rate that it's dropped over the past 10 or 11 weeks, it might take a lot longer to get down to 4 mil again. But we'll see, we'll see. I think going forwards, I'm going to have to start recording these numbers again. Even if I don't do a dedicated video every 2 weeks for Plex prices, I'm going to start tracking the Plex prices again. I'm going to start plugging them into my spreadsheet. So when we do videos like this again, I can actually have more detailed information to draw from. I stopped doing the Market Watch videos mainly because I was running out of time. The views weren't particularly great, and Plex prices, which were the golden jewel of the video, were just going up. It was just a negative trend, and all the video turned into was complaining about Plex prices. And I know people love confirmation bias, but sometimes I want my videos to actually be informative or helpful or something, and not just bitching and complaining. But anyway, I think we're going to cut the ramble for this video here. I think I've got a few other videos I want to get rolled out today while I've got a quiet day ahead of me. So thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever it may be. If you find this video helpful at all, maybe enjoy those tongue twisters that I always seem to get stuck on and are sometimes just too lazy to cut out, then hit that subscribe button. Until the next video, guys or gals, fly casual in New Eden.